Today I want to talk to you about camera rigs, why you'd want to do it, how it can be beneficial for you, and what are all the components that make up this, what I believe to be the best camera rig that I've ever built. So in this camera rig video, you're going to notice that there is a lot of stuff from Condor Blue, and Condor Blue did happen to send over a lot of equipment for us to make this video. No money changed hands, and they have no say in what we say about their products, but I just wanted to let you know that there are some stuff on this camera rig that's from Condor Blue that I paid for with my own money because I'm a firm believer in their products. And I think they pay attention to details that no other camera rigging company is doing at the moment, and I'm very thankful for that because they are making products to help creators like you and me moving forward, and that is amazing. So again, you're gonna see a lot of Condor Blue stuff, but that is because they helped us make this video. Condor Blue, thank you so much. We love you guys. You guys make amazing products, and yeah, thank you. Let's start off with the whole entire build and ask the question why you'd want to do that. And I think the reason that you'd want to build out a camera is because when you move onto a different set, you're going to notice that it's actually really beneficial because you need to attach so many different things to your camera rig. That's going to include things like VMount batteries, monitors, wireless receivers, maybe even a viewfinder or microphones. All of the above might be needed when you get onto a set, and adding cages and handles and all of the accessories is what makes a beneficial workflow, and that's why you'd want to build out your camera. But when we start with this, we want to know what camera we're shooting with, and that is the Sony FX3 with the Tamron 28-75. Now I will admit you can build out a rig with whatever camera you're using, whether that's Sony, Panasonic, Canon, even like Pentax for all I care. But this is just to give you the idea of what you could do with your camera and how you can build it out today. So the cage that we have on this camera is the Sony FX3 cage by Condor Blue. There's a few things that I really like about it. One of them is that it's extremely modular and flexible to the workflow that you need it to be. You can tear down this cage any which way you want, from the sides to the top to the bottom. Any way you want to have it built out, you can do that. What's really great about the cage is it has two NATO rails on both sides of the cage, so you can quickly attach different things the way you want, just like I've got this, and we're going to explain all of this a little bit later. But that makes it for a really great handy portion of the cage. Another thing that I love is it actually has this nice little cold shoe adapter on the top, and it has this little pin that actually will lock whatever you slide in so it won't slide out. This sounds kind of gimmicky, but I will be honest with you, I've been on a shoot before where my microphone that has been slid into the cold shoe slipped out, fell, and broke, and I was super bummed on that. And so having that little pin is super nice and super helpful. In addition to that, on the top, it has this little NATO rail that actually can be completely removed, but you can screw it onto the FX3. Now, this might be something that is specific to the FX3, I understand, but it's just super handy because you're able to slide in a top handle like a NATO rail or whatever. But probably one of my favorite things on the cage itself is the bubble level on the top. When you build out a camera, you might have a bubble level on your tripod, but you'll notice very quickly that once you have your camera on it, you cannot find the bubble level at all. So having one on the top of your camera to know that your camera is sitting right is huge for me. And it's the little details that has made this cage so much better for my shooting experience. So when it comes to the actual base of the rig to mount to the tripod, this is the Condor Blue 15mm rod base plate. It has a Manfrotto 502 receiver on the top, and what I've actually done is I've added an Arca Swiss plate onto the top of that so I can quickly slide my camera on and off through Arca Swiss, because I love that, because I put that on other tripods as well, and it just makes for a really modular design, jumping from tripod to tripod. I've added these little 15mm rods from Tilta. I like the short ones because it keeps for a really small, compact rig. And I've attached to those rails this Condor Blue V-mount plate on the back. And I love this because you can attach your V-mount plate. It runs power from the V-mount battery to the plate into a D-tap port, which we'll explain that here in a little bit. But to power the whole entire thing, I've added this small rig V-mount battery. I love this battery so much. I bought two of them. They're so great to have. You can charge them through USB-C, which is great because most V-mount batteries, you have to use a charger, and I don't have one of those. Speaking of that, you might hear a lot of people talk about V-mount batteries and why they're so powerful and why you'd want to use them. This is why. You can run your camera easily for 5-6 hours on one battery, and you can power everything all from this one battery. So now you don't have to worry about charging different batteries and your monitor battery and your microphone battery, all of that. You can just hot swap batteries. It's technically not hot swapping because it would kill power. but you can just swap your battery and add another battery to it and just keep on rolling. And that is why VMount batteries are so amazing. And I would definitely suggest getting a VMount battery for your camera rig if you're shooting for long takes. So now if we move to the top of the camera, you obviously always need a top handle. If you want better handheld footage, this is the way to get it, is a top handle on your camera. And I've added what I think is the best top handle that I have ever used. And I say that 100%. I love this top handle so much. It is a Condor Blue top handle, but the reason I love this handle more than any other ones is because it has a record button on the top. Now, follow with me. You can actually plug in a cable from the top handle down to your camera, and what it does is it triggers the recording in the camera, so that way you can hit record right from the top handle and you don't have to worry about it. If you've ever been on a shoot with a top handle, you know you're holding it and you're about ready to get a shot, and then you've got to awkwardly like maybe use your left hand or another hand to try to reach down and hit record. That is an amazing feature on the top handle, and that is why I love it so much. And this is probably one of the other things that I love so much. This is the Condor Blue monitor mount, and it's tilt adjustable, and I love that. And it's also quick release, and I'll show you that here in a second. Yes, you can tilt and adjust it however you want, but there's some set screws on the back of it, and you can get the tension adjusted to the way you like, and then you can tighten those set screws and it will stay and hold that tension forever. So the monitor that I have on this camera is the Atomos Shinobi. I love this monitor. I've used a lot of different monitors before, but I keep coming back to this one because for the price, this is hard to beat. It's 1000 nits, so it's super bright during the daylight. It's a 4K monitor, which is great to use, and it's just reliable every single time. And reliability for me is the biggest thing. I don't care about all the specs and features about like a camera or a monitor or a microphone. I just want stuff to be reliable and work consistently, and this monitor has done that exactly. From there, I've got an 18-inch HDMI cable, and for some reason, Condor Blue did send this over, but despite the name, this one's purple. The rest of their stuff's blue, but this one's purple. I love this HDMI cable because it's 18 inches. If you've used any other HDMI cables, you'll notice that 16 inches just isn't enough. There's so many times where I've used like a 16-inch cable and I've plugged it in and I've run it up, and you run it through something and then you plug it into the monitor and it's like yanking on the monitor the wrong way and there's a lot of tension. So 18 inches is perfect. And in this case, size does matter in just this case. So once you're needing to power the whole entire rig, what I love about this is probably one of my favorite things on the whole entire cage, and that is this D-Tap hub by Condor Blue. I love this because I've slid it onto the side of the camera through a NATO rail receiver that I put on the back of it. I can slide it on, and now I can power everything that goes on in this camera rig, no questions asked, and I don't have to change any batteries. So the two forms of power for this camera that I've used is actually a D-Tap to the monitor with this Sony NPL battery. And then I've also got this D-Tap to USB-C cable. When you buy the Ultimate rig from Condor Blue, it comes with a dummy battery to attach to the V-mount plate. For some reason, mine did not work. It might be operator error, but I have tried over and over again. It's okay because they actually sent me this USB-C cable and it works out great. And I'm actually able to leave a battery in it to tear down the camera, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit on how easy it is to tear all of this down. Modularity and flexibility is what makes for a great workflow, and with this rig, I can do just that. For instance, if I'm wanting to use the top handle that's added with the FX3, I can quickly swap all of this out and add this. Look how quick I can do this. I can detach my monitor, take this off the NATO rail. I can then use a little screw to take off the removable NATO rail on the top, still leaving my cage, which is awesome. And you can see how I'm doing this real time, obviously. Then I can take the top handle, throw it on, screw it on, and boom, now I have the FX3 top handle with XLR modules. To make this top handle even better, I've actually attached the Condor Blue extension handle, which I paid for with my own money because I love it that much. And because it has a NATO rail on the top, I'm able to add a monitor mount, which I also paid for with my own money, but this is from Condor Blue. You can slide it on just like this, tighten it down, and because it has a quick release plate on the top, I'm able to slide on my monitor, lock it in, and boom, I am done. What I love about the Condor Blue stuff is I'm able to change things out accordingly to my different types of shooting situations. Speed is key when you are on set, and I can do that with this whole entire rig. Even if I wanted to break this down just to the camera itself and the lens, I can do that by simply taking off the top handle, unplugging all my cords, delatch the Arca Swiss plate, and now I have my camera right here in hand and I can throw it in my backpack and go on my next shoot. That is why I love this setup so much, and I think it's made for the best camera rig that I've ever built. Another really cool thing when you buy the Ultimate rig from Condor Blue is it comes with this amazing like shoulder mount for you to mount your camera on top and shoot videos. If you're shooting documentary work, this is perfect. A lot of handheld stuff is great. Now, because I try to keep a really small, compact camera rig together, that might be a little too big. So what I actually did was I took the another grip and rail system from Condor Blue and I made a shorter grip system, which is amazing. And can we talk about these little rosette spring-loaded switchable handles? How do you guys do this? That's sorcery, bro. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you have any questions regarding this camera rig or your own, please make sure to ask those questions in the comments below. I would love to be able to help. And if you liked this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can make more videos like this in the future. It drastically helps out, and we can't wait to see you guys in the next video.